The Whine and Cheese Show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
One is a wanker, one's slinging stunts, one's from Australia, one's from the Bronx.
Snack size.
So here we've got Animoca Brands says Meta isn't spending enough to make its closed metaverse work. So is this another FUD piece on my old mate Mark Zuck?
Yeah, of course.
So Animoca is one of the big investors in Upland, and they're saying they're not spending enough. Didn't they spend 10 billion famously?
Yeah.
How was that not enough? Animoca drops 18 million in Upland and it's pointing fingers at Meta's 10 billion.
Yeah, but it might be strategic. It might be, let's talk crap about this so that ours looks better. And I like that. Sorry, but I do.
The founder of Animoca Brands, the parent company of the decentralized metaverse platform known as Sandbox, says that Meta Platforms is not spending as much as it should to build its metaverse, and as enticing people to join might be more difficult than they expect. Maybe they're blowing all their budget on faking having legs for their avatars, like we talked about last week. During the 2022 Disrupt event hosted by TechCrunch, old mate, the head of the Web3 focused holding company, commented that the 10 billion per year that Mark Zuckerberg has earmarked for the creation of a metaverse as the decentralized version of Horizon Worlds is more attractive, and hence users will be drawn to it rather than going to Meta's virtual realm. Hey, what? So he's saying he's spending all his money on Horizon Worlds rather than the Meta's virtual realm. What does that mean, Cheese? Help me out here. I can't brain this article. Here we go.
Mostly end user, meaning that developers, investors, and even gamers are compensated the most since not charged hefty fees that I guess there's more ways for creators to earn in Decentraland as opposed to the Meta platform. So they're saying if the key differentiator between the two is the value aspect, like you can get more value in Decentraland as opposed to Meta, due to the fact that like Meta doesn't have kind of what Decentraland and Upland has, where like creators get paid for what they put in, is what I'm thinking.
And then if they do create some, didn't they have some ridiculous, weren't they going to charge 50% commission or something stupid?
Yes.
Or maybe this is what it says here. Using other marketplaces for comparison, companies like Apple and Google currently charge developers as much as 30% of revenue. In old mate's view, you cannot have freedom without proper rights. For this reason, his company, The Sandbox, has created an ecosystem in which investors can own a parcel of land in the form of an NFT inside of a centralized entity owning the entire realm. You can't have digital freedom without digital property rights. So our perspective on the open metaverse is that it has to start with a foundation of ownership. And that's where the Sandbox stands out, the head of Animoca commented. Why isn't the head of Animoca adding Upland into that conversation? Because that is exactly what Upland is. It's all about Upland is a foundation of you are the owner of that property.
Yeah.
Meta invests heavily in the metaverse and shed billions in 2022. During the first semester of 2022, Meta's Reality Labs, produced revenues of 839 million, but posted operating losses of 4.26 billion. Yeah, we've talked about that. Where, of course, you're going to make losses when you're investing in the future and you're building foundations. That's just is what it is. There's not many companies that come out of the gate with a new product that's from day one is making bulk money.
Yeah.
Like you said, it takes money to make money.
It takes money to make money. Definitely
Yes.
right.
During that same period, capital expenditure rose to 13.3 billion compared to 9.2 billion the firm spent on the acquisition of both physical and digital assets during the first 2021. Yeah, I don't know. This kind of confuses me a little bit, this article. More details on Animoca Brands, a Web3 investment powerhouse. Even though Animoca may be best known for the sandbox, here we go, the company actually invests in a large number of Web3 projects as they believe that the true feature of the metaverse is in blockchain-based applications and ecosystems. Nice. According to its latest investor update, its portfolio investments was made up of 340 companies. Holy whack-a-mole. That were valued at 1.5 billion by the end of 30th of April this year. Well, there's no surprise then that they're not mentioning Upland, because Upland's one of 340 companies. Holy crap. Some of the most prominent investments made by Animoca include OpenSea, Axie Infinity, Polygon, and MetaMask. Wow. During its latest funding round in January this year, the investment company managed to raise 358 million in capital from investors at a valuation of 5 billion. Wow. All right. Well, there you go. Animoca's founder, Sue, I should just, whenever you hear me say old mate, it's just because I don't want to butcher the people's names. So Animoca's founder, old mate, believes that the Web3 is the kind of trend that when massively adopted can lead to a surge in the valuation of all the successful companies that have been developing projects in the space. As the saying goes, a rising tide lifts all boats, or at least that is what old mate expects. Yeah. All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Couldn't they have just said all that without fudding on me old mate? Why are they going to bash Mark? Come on.
I mean,
poor guy. He's trying to hobble around on his fake legs. Give him a break.
I think what they're getting at is like you should put it more into the creator's hands instead of making all the money yourself, like Zuck the Cuck does.
Wasn't that what I was just saying about structure ornaments and within Upland? Give it to the content creators. Don't try and do everything yourself.
Yeah, but then what about what I said right after? Like they have to
Yeah.
make their money, and I don't want them dipping their greasy little fingers into our community pool.
Yes.
Yes.
It is a bit, it all gets a bit tangled and tricky, isn't it? But that's interesting that I knew Animoca was heavy in the space. I didn't know there were 340 companies heavy. So obviously, when you read something like that, they're just casting a very wide net and expecting that one or two, maybe half a dozen of these are going to pop off, and they're going to really make bank on those investments.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way all 340 of those companies are going to survive.
I mean, well, like they said, like the tide lifts all the boats and et cetera, et cetera. I see that as being true. I don't know. I think once it's all cross-platform and everyone can kind of visit everywhere else, it's going to be pretty exciting, and hopefully more will survive than die out.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a massive game changer. If we can have a proper portal to the Wax blockchain for the NFTs, like at the moment we've got one I haven't even bothered to set it up because I looked at the documentation on how to set it up. That Uplando put out a really good, step-by-step instructions. But the thing's freaking 3 pages long or something. And then even people have had trouble setting up the Wax portal. And you send your NFTs in, but you can't get them out. So there's a lot of work to do on that end. But we've also heard about the OpenSea portal that's going to be opened up for the Ethereum bridge. So all of that points to some really good stuff in the future. It's just not quite there. Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor, but you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do you? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the metaverse, do you? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We've got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.
Empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off your ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Evil empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky. Evil empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off your ride. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. Evil empire, samurai, riding on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife, flying through the sky.